who don't know me, aka Sherry Miles for those who know me. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my foundation routine and the techniques that I use to make my foundation and my entire makeup stay put throughout the day. Because I meet people and they're like, how come you always look so good? Your foundation isn't running, nothing is happening. So I'm going to show you all the tricks that I use to make sure that my foundation stays put and does not budge even one bit. Okay, it does. I mean, it's natural for foundation to move or your makeup to rub off if you accidentally like brush your hands through it or touch something or hug someone or something. There will be some product that will come off, but how to keep more product on your face as you go throughout the day. And worse enough is that we're in Africa and like, oh my god, the weather here is so humid. So definitely if you just go out for just like 10 seconds, your face is running. What would you have to do, or what would I advise you to do to have that makeup stay longer throughout the day and even throughout the night? So if you guys want to see how I do my foundation routine and everything like that, definitely keep on watching and I will see you soon.
Then you say something like, I've made some mistakes in the past, something that is cannot change. I try to do the best that I can to push it all away.
So first and foremost, I think prepping your skin is the most important part, and I try my level best to prep my skin as much as possible. Exfoliate, cleanse my face, make sure that it's clean and doesn't have enough dirt or anything that's clogging my pores, because that actually brings more humid and just like funkiness and all that crazy stuff on your skin. So at the end of the day, you just feel like everything is just trying to push out of your skin, like take me out of there, take me out of there. So you have to make sure that at least your skin is clean and dirt free and feeling fresh. Next, I like to use moisturizer to be able to moisturize my skin and make sure my skin is nice and soft and, you know, moist enough to actually hold your makeup in your skin. I feel like that's very important, and also avoid all those cakiness and stuff, because when your skin is so rough and everything, that's when you get all this cakiness on your makeup. So I make sure that I moisturize properly, and I also like to try to use less oily moisturizers, more of water-based moisturizers. They become very handy when doing your makeup, because oily moisturizers will just make your face even more oilier. So next I'm gonna go in with my primer, and I like to use the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I really love this. As you can see, I feel like this is more on the moisturizing side, especially if you have dry skin. I really don't like those mattifying primers that much, although I also do use them from time to time depending on where I'm going and how hot the day is. So after I have prepped and primed my face, I go straight up to color correcting. I don't have much to color correct unless I have like a bad skin day or bad breakouts throughout the time of the month or anything like that. That's when I like color correct more, but usually I just color correct underneath my eyes because that's inevitable for any woman. I always go in with my trusty color corrector from LA Girls Pro Concealer, and this is the orange shade. So this is what I basically use to color correct. I had a bad breakout somewhere on my nose here, and I am not patient enough to let it grow out. I'm always popping it, so it's giving me like a dark circle. So that's where I correct. I have a little brush here. Then I go underneath my eyes. So color correcting helps you to use less foundation. People usually go in directly with foundation before color correcting, and at the end of the day, what it does is that you have to put a lot of foundation on, and at the end of the day you just look like a hot cakey mess. So it's always good to go in with your concealer, your color corrector, to erase those dark circles so that you can use less foundation. So I usually get hyperpigmentation around my mouth sometimes. So I use my finger and I'm dabbing. I'm not rubbing it, because if you rub it, it means you're removing the whole corrector and there's no point of doing it. So I just like go in, dab, dab. So after I'm done with my color correcting, for foundation I really try to use less foundation. The less the product, the longer your foundation and your makeup is gonna last. I'm gonna be using this Fenty Beauty foundation, and I'm in the shade 390. I'm gonna take like 2 pumps. That's kind of like enough for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it all over my face. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to blend it all over my face, starting all over my cheekbone area, because that's where I want more coverage. And as I go into my eyes, I just blend what's on the beauty blender, because I don't want to put too much underneath my eyes, since I still have to do like the concealer, highlight and stuff like that. So I always like to make sure that I blend out everything nice and evenly and like push it into my skin. As you can see, I'm dabbing it into my skin and I also try to use like good quality foundations. I know it's a bit pricey, and I know I'm supposed to not supposed to, but at least advise you guys on like affordable foundations. But I promise you, it's better you invest in a good foundation, a good matte foundation that will last you all day. I feel like a dupe for this, a cheaper version for this, the Fit Me by Maybelline, the matte polish. So once I'm done with my foundation, I always want to go in with my concealer, and I like to use this Kat Von D Lock-It concealer, and I'm in the shade D31 Warm, and I feel like it's the best because I always like my foundation dark, as you can see, so I need the highlighter to be a bit lighter to be able to cancel out all the darkness and even my skin tone. So I like to go with this. It's very thick, but what I do is I use very little.
Like so.
My nose is crooked. You guys see, like when I'm trying to draw a line, it just goes all sorts of directions. So that's just about enough concealer that I put. Then I just blend it out. I also put it on my eyelids, and it will act like a primer to my eyeshadow. And then whatever is left, I just bring it up to my forehead and the sides of my cheek to even out my foundation. I know I'm looking like a ghost right now, but it's all part of the process. And quickly, before my concealer starts creasing around my eyes, I always like to go in straight and set it. I like to set it with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, this lip plumper from Gerard Cosmetics. As I continue, it has kind of like a stinging effect. I wonder if it will make my lips a bit plump. Although my lips are already plump, so I don't know if it will make any difference, but yeah. I choose translucent powder because it doesn't wash me out and it doesn't add any tone to my skin, so it's just, my skin's just gonna be me at the end of the day. And one trick to how I allow my makeup to stay on my face more is I don't bake. You know, literally people like to bake and put a lot of powder on your face, and that makes you more cakier, and then at the end of the day everything starts melting. So what I like to do is I just like to set my foundation and concealer without like adding a lot of powder and baking. Remember, less goes a long way. Take a bit of the powder like that, and then I concentrate it underneath my eye, and then I just blend it out. I don't let it stick on top of the eye. I'm gonna set my eyelid too. So whatever is on the eye now, the powder that's on my eye is what's gonna bake. I'm setting all around the areas that I was highlighting, and I'm setting all those areas, and I also take whatever is left and blend it out through my whole face to set my entire face. So while they call this baking and while I call it setting everything, I'm gonna do my eyes, and I'm gonna do it off camera, and then I will be back to show you my final touches for my foundation routine.
He said he came from Jamaica, he owned a couple acres, a couple fake visas, cause he never got his papers. Gave up on love with them heartbreakers, but he was getting money with the movers and the shakers. He was mixed with a couple things, wore like a couple rings, the condo and used to sing, left arm, baby, not retarded. Anyway, I felt them, helped them, put them on lock, seat belt them, took them out to Belgium, welcome.
This is just a process and a half to also put in this video. It would have been so long, but I'll do a separate eye tutorial on this look or any other look on how I come up with these looks. Oh, Stella, you're making noise! So as usual, someone is sleeping outside. My sister's talking so loud. This is just crazy. I wonder when it's gonna stop. And now I'm just gonna go and finish up my look and show you guys how I get all that. You get what I mean? Contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight. I'll just wait for that guy to finish sweeping his life away, and he starts again. I'm gonna set my face again now with the powder. I'm just gonna tone it down with my powder, and I use my MAC powder in NC55. Ever so lightly, I'm not even packing too much. Ever so lightly, just dust that over my face. I like to go into my contour, and I don't like to cream contour then powder contour, because one, my face is already chiseled in a way, so it will be more strong and it just makes like a hot mess, a muddy mess. And also, like I said, I'm trying to show you guys what I do to minimize the amount of products on my face, at the same time to make it last longer. Instead of using cream contour, I'm going to be using this bronzer. I actually just use bronzer, funny enough, and I'm using this e.l.f. Cosmetics bronzer. It's the Bronze Peach bronzer, and I take this contour color here. Bring it up to my temples, like so. So usually if I'm going out, this is like about it. Yeah, and basically that's it. Then what I do is I take my powder, clean out the contour, yeah. Basically I am done with my contour. Just like that, I'm done. Like seriously, this is what I do. Not only when I'm going out, even when I'm creating looks, when I'm shooting. This is as much as Next, I like to go in with my highlight. Now for the highlight, it really doesn't matter because it's very lightweight and just take a bit of pigment, so it doesn't matter how much you put, but I like it to pop and give me that luminosity or glowing look. So I layer highlighters, and today I'm going to be using this Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in Girl Next Door and Cheek Free.
See that glow?
Oh, by the way, I also don't contour much of my nose. That's why you haven't seen me contour it. But I will go in with a bit of contour powder after. So to finish everything, I usually just put on blush, and honestly I'm done. And since I like to glow, I always like using blushes that also have a bit of a hint of highlight in them. One of my favorites is this Sunrise by Sleek blush. It's a bit of a nice red toned blush with a bit of gold highlight to it, and I love it, and I feel like it would blend well with this look. So I take a bit of this I'm going to contour my nose just a bit. Like that. And basically I'm done, and what I'm gonna do is set my face. I like to drench setting spray on my face, man. I feel like it helps me to set everything and just helps everything to just melt into the skin, you know. So this is the final look after my foundation routine. I think you've seen how I transformed. You know. Let me zoom you guys in. Turn down the ISO. This is how my makeup looks. I'm gonna go out, do some errands, and I'll be back to show you guys how it's turned out or how it has lasted. Mostly I know that on my nose it's going to budge here and there, because it even budges when I'm already doing my makeup and I'm trying to finish up everything else. That's why I do my eyes even before, but today I just wanted to do my eyes after. But usually my foundation routine is like after my brows and my eyes all at once, then I do my foundation and then I'm done. But yeah, I will be back in an hour or two to show you guys how my foundation and how my full face has held up to the weather. Back from my errands, and I'm here to show you guys how my foundation lasted. And I have been out for almost 4 hours, I believe. 4 to 8 hours, because I left here around 3:48, something like that, and it's now 7:43. So that means it's a good 4 hours. I think that's fair enough to like give a review on how the makeup has lasted. Personally, I already know, so it's not about the foundation, it's like just how the makeup in general has lasted. And for me, I think I know because I already know my techniques, but I just want to show you guys so you can see. Really, I feel like nothing really moved except for my smile lines. I'll turn down the ISO a bit. So basically you see everything is just so uniform. Nothing really moved, everything is put, only just a few streaks on those smile lines and on those forehead wrinkles. Girl is going old. I didn't give the exact foundation review for Fenty when I did the look. I didn't come back and give my review on it, but I feel like it stays really put. Mind you, I have not retouched my face, neither have I blotted or anything like that. So I feel like it sticks on quite very well. I only got oily somewhere on my nose. My nose has been oily lately, but then I feel like the rest of my face is as matte as possible. I think this is good because I always, when I put on the foundation the first time, I was like, it's like so matte for me. I can't stand it, but I feel like as the day goes on, it just melts into my skin, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like everything survived the day, the 4 hours. I was in the sun, I was out, I was walking around, I was talking to these people, I was on a rooftop, so it means I was in open air, the sun was hitting me. I hope this tutorial has taught you guys something, or if they did help you. Comment down below if any of the techniques or the tweaks to those techniques that if you use them has helped you, and let me know what you guys want me to teach more. And until next time, I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. No, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, but also don't forget to subscribe. I see you.